Have you been hearing about all the dating scams that have been reported in Dubai recently? I've been on the radio talking about this, so I thought I'd do a whole blog about this because I had limited time to discuss this in more detail. Dating scams in Dubai, a hot topic at the moment. So, guy meets girl on Bumble or Tinder, girl moves the conversation to WhatsApp, invites the guy to a restaurant in Business Bay, guy ends up there, girl orders a whole bunch of things, premium beverages, platters, food, etc. Guy runs up, which he doesn't realize, a huge bill in thousands of dirhams, ends up having to either pay or being threatened by the restaurant to call the police if he doesn't pay, and then girl somehow disappears. So that's been reported on a lot of notice boards and forums around Dubai. There have been numerous people who have fallen victim to these scams, and it so transpires that these girls who have then invited the guys to the particular restaurant are probably in or in cahoots with the restaurant and have ended up in a position where the guy has then had a very expensive date worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, please, everybody, know your rights. As your neighborhood lawyer, I'd like to tell you that UAE consumer protection right means that if you didn't consume something and the restaurant is forcing a bill down your throat, you could explain to the restaurant, ask for the manager, etc., and explain the situation and contest it, especially if the restaurant is threatening to call the police on you. You probably want to call the police on them because something doesn't quite add up. But before that, let's backtrack. When you meet somebody on the internet or an online site, etc., like these dating apps, you need to be aware of, do your due diligence a little bit, ask for identity. Perhaps you be the one that chooses the restaurant when you know these scams are rife and this has been going on for a while. Also remember that the UAE Criminal Code has a lot of provisions concerning fraud, somebody who pretended to be who they're not, falsified their information, somebody who's misrepresenting themselves in any manner, or coercing you to enter into a situation where you are then forced to pay a very big bill or debt. So there are laws around this, but if you don't take the benefit of the laws, you pay the bill because you are in shock, you didn't realize what you ended up in, then unfortunately it might be quite difficult for you to backtrack. Obviously, as a lawyer, I would advise you take pictures of what's been ordered. If you think you're in a situation where you've been put at risk of such a scam, you record any things that you can record around that situation. And then perhaps, as I said, file it on the Dubai Police app or call the Dubai Police. There are many different applications by the government that help prevent these scams happen. So yes, there have been scams against women as well. But at the moment, these dating scams, alluring guys into potential restaurants or bars where they're then overcharged for that particular date, etc., are rife, and you should be aware of that. That's my take for this week. Please be careful out there. Use the internet responsibly. Hey, these things can happen. I mean, we're constantly getting credit card and debit card frauds and things like that. So why would you think that this kind of thing wouldn't happen? It can happen. And there are also laws around extortion and then accomplice liability. So when one party is an accomplice to a crime being committed by the other. So for example, if the girl in question, your date, was hired by the restaurant effectively to entice you into coming into this restaurant, and therefore then you were then ended up in a situation where you were coerced to order all these things or pay for things that you didn't consume or order. Be aware of your rights. The US has lost about $1.4 billion in the past year on romantic dating scams. I mean, that's the statistic anyway. And we really don't want to see the situation here in the UAE, which is our safe haven. So be careful out there. Thank you so much for watching Think Tank this week.